Wedding day. You found out that the bride was swapped the moment you lift off the bride's red hijab, but just stood there blankly. It's not because of that peerless face that captivates the country. Instead, the original bride was chosen by Gong Xinyan, the eldest daughter of the palace, replaced by Jiang Weiner, the daughter of the Emperor of Heaven. Logically speaking, this should be what every man dreams of, but you are afraid to avoid it, just because in the previous life, you pay the price for damage to your foundation. He risked his life to rescue Jiang Weiner from the demons. God wants to compensate you. Let you marry the ninth princess Jiang Weiner. But Jiang Weiner thinks, her husband's position, only her first love Shen Hanfei is worthy. Then, on the night of your wedding, you were forced to kneel in front of her door the whole night. Later, she went down to earth to have a private meeting with Shen Hanfei, violating the rules of heaven. Hundreds of thousands of heavenly soldiers and generals came to capture them. Everyone is eager to draw a clear line with her. You are the only one with one sword, facing the whole heaven. You have no fear or regret. Just look at her. Ask the question you've always wanted to ask. That day you agreed to marry me. Is there any reason why you love me? Jiang Weiner didn't reply. He just kept transferring his mana to Shen Hanfei to save his life. You feel bitter in your heart. Married for many years, she never lets you step into the room. You should understand, there is no more care in your heart. Under the gaze of immortals and Buddhas all over the sky, you dig out the fairy bones from your body alive, looking at the pair of mandarin ducks calmly. Let this fairy bone. Let's help you become a couple of gods and immortals. Immortal bones flow into Shen Hanfei's body. He also changed his mind because of this. The heavenly rule that immortals are not allowed to fall in love. Can't restrain them anymore. Open your eyes again. You have returned to the day when the Emperor of Heaven recruited you as his son-in-law. You don't want to marry any princess in this life. I just want to marry a beautiful girl and live a stable life. Goodbye. Are you willing to marry Weiner? Buyer. Where is the Emperor's question? What are you doing stupidly? You stare blankly at the Emperor of Heaven in front of you. There was also an anxious dad scratching his head in head. You finally confirmed. I was reborn to the day when the Emperor of Heaven recruited you as his son-in-law. A new life. Of course you can no longer be Jiang Weiner's front door dog. You saluted the Emperor of Heaven without the slightest hesitation. I don't want to. The surroundings became silent for a moment. Then came the angry voice of my father. Buyer. Do you know what you are talking about? Marriage granted by the Emperor of Heaven. How dare you refuse? You bend over. He was not swayed by his father's words. He repeated it again calmly. His Majesty the Emperor of Heaven. The boy doesn't want to. Your Majesty, please choose another lover. The Emperor frowned, but it soon stretched out again. Goodbye. You took the risk to save Weiner? Isn't it just because I love her? Why did you shrink back when things came to a head? Are you afraid that Weiner won't agree? As he spoke, the Emperor of Heaven waved his right hand. A picture is displayed in front of you. I saw an elegant boudoir. A beautiful woman is looking down attentively. A red robe is being sewn stitch by stitch. If you observe carefully, you can even find her white, jade-like hands, already covered with densely packed tiny needle holes. The voice of the Emperor of Heaven sounded again. From the day you rescued her, she has been embroidering this robe. Your worries are unnecessary. After hearing this explanation from the Emperor of Heaven, not only do you not have any happiness in your heart, instead, there was an unspeakable sadness. Yes, at first you naively thought, this robe is embroidered for you, but you just tried it on out of curiosity. What greeted her was an unprecedented scolding. To know, she is the noble daughter of the Emperor of Heaven. Even if you are angry, you will never insult others. That time, you still foolishly thought, it was him who accidentally revealed the surprise she had prepared. She will become angry, but it wasn't until later when you visited the mortal world. See that red robe with your own eyes. It fits perfectly on a mortal body. Only then do you realize how wrong you were. But she just forgot. When the Emperor of Heaven recruited you as his son-in-law, you originally refused. On the contrary, she insists on marrying you. Think back to that year. Your cultivation has reached its peak. He is recognized as a leader of the younger generation in the fairy world. It was at that time that Jiang Weiner heard about a secret realm in the demon world. Buried are the immortal bones left behind by the immortals who died in battle. Can help Shen Hanfei transform into a mortal? Then, she took Shen Hanfei and sneaked into the devil world secretly. As a result, the immortal entered the demon world, just like a torch walking in the dark night. In an instant, he was besieged by a group of demons. Then, Jiang Weiner has already reached the barrier entrance. Shen Hanfei only needs to pull her to escape. But Shen Hanfei, who was already frightened to the point of being helpless, but he never looked at her. He just ran away minding his own business. All the immortals outside the boundary are afraid of the rules of the immortal and demon worlds. Don't dare to act rashly. At this critical moment, only you step into the devil world without hesitation.